by Kira Irwin and directed by Laura Wilson. Is Kira here? Is Kira here? Kira's in the bathroom. Okay. If you are an actor in Tread, please join Laura up here and wait until Kira's back before you go anywhere. Okay? Next we have Just the Average Day by Asa Nelson, directed by Kira. And if you are in that play, please join them. And finally, we have The Soldier and the Scholar by Eleanor Brady, directed by Kiana. Is Kiana here? Is Eleanor here?
I think she's outside.
Okay. Am I early? Well, that doesn't usually. What? This is 11. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm a little early. Well, do you have your, you don't have your actor, do you have your whole group? You guys can go get started. They don't, and so if you're an actor with Tread, why don't you join them? We have our actors at Tread. All right, I jumped the gun a little. Someone tell me the best part of your morning so far.
Cold reads.
What?
Cold reads.
The cold reads. Awesome. I missed the cold reads this morning. Awesome. All right, if you're just coming in, what's your name? Yes, Eleanor, we haven't gone anywhere without you. We're waiting for you. Eleanor, is Kiana here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, if you, Eleanor, if you are in this group, if you're in the Scholar and the Soldier and the Scholar, please come up now. So you got Eli, Avery, Mary Beth. You got your whole group. Good. So we don't have we're waiting for our actors. So I started early, I'm sorry, but if you're here, Rye, Daniel, Jesse, and Sophia, okay, they'll be here soon. They're in the building, but I'm still early, so give them a minute. Good. Okay. All right. I'm going to read the workshops, okay? Even though I'm still early. It'll take a minute. Okay. Let's see. Andrew Ritter, Theater of the Oppressed. Is Andrew in here? Come on up, Andrew. I'm going to read your name if you're in Theater of the Oppressed. We've got Nora Brady, Hadley Albertson, Sam DeSilva, Aubrey Devaney, Avi Becker, Lucy Kavanaugh, Ariel Greenblatt, Madeline Greenblatt, Finnegan Harris, Anastasia Shea, Aiden Sweeney, Ellie, whose name I pronounced last time wrong, and I'm about to do it again wrong, so I'll just say Ellie. Maya Russell, Phoebe Bakerman, Izzy Seaton, Aster Figiola, Elena Guadagno, Jackson McGinnis, Abby Collier, Callie Donlin, and Moss Pines. And Ariel and Aster, could you come here, please? Yes, that's what we were just noticing. And Ariel knows that also. That's fine, totally fine. And Ariel, your play is being read, so stay here. Yeah. If you think there's a mistake, just let me know. We'll fix it. I know. Alrighty, off you go. And if you are in, now I'm reading for Working the Scene, How Actors Rehearse, Discover, and Build Meaning with Rebecca. Rebecca, are you here? I'm not late. I will call your name if you're in this workshop, and then we'll find Rebecca. Okay? Lila Childs, Hannah Bombleys, Dylan Coolidge. I think I typed your name in wrong. Ika Goodenow. I think there's a typo. Ella. Is it Ella Goodenow? It's Aka. Okay. Sorry about that. Fiona McDonald, Hallie McQuaid, Asa Nelson, Carolyn Sackett, Wilder Stewart, Ari Nichols Timpone, Lucas Lynch, Eden Schwartz, Vera Kane, Zinnia Mitchell, Tony Piazza, Emma Palin. If I called your name, you are in Working the Scene and in the Black Box Theater. Do you want to come on up here if I called your name? And I will take you to the Black Box Theater. And I will pass this over to Gita for the cold reads.
Thank you, Shoshana. Hey, everybody. Woo! Oh my gosh. How's everybody's morning? Doing all right? Yes, all right. Guess what? We're here to do some cold reads. This is such a blast. You know what I love about the cold reads is that this is an opportunity for the writers to hear their work, this draft that they've submitted, and for us to be able to hear it in a new way. And so what we'll do is for each play that I'll call the folks up, we will hear the play, and then we'll do a brief sort of celebration, thinking about what resonated with us, specifics. It's great to sort of just kind of check in. We'll call the playwright down, just have a little feedback session, and what we'll be able to do is, you may have been in the earlier session, maybe you weren't, but I'll just give you a quick little, you'll be able to text your thoughts, feedback, etc. if that's more accessible and an easier way for you to engage with the piece. And I'll also have this thing, and I can walk around and you can just, you can say, hey, I'm in real life and I'd like to say something, and I will run it up to you and you can just, we can move from there. So any questions about that, the flow of that? All right, grand. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip, we're going to go through, but we're going to give each play full ears, full hearts. We have 6 plays we're going to do during this session. So exciting. The first play is from South Burlington High School. Yes. Lexi Liver's Edge is our playwright. Did I pronounce your last name right, Lexi? Where are you? Lexi, hello, my students, yay. I'm so happy to see you. Lovely. So this play is called Dreams and Scars. Yes. And so we will have reading stage directions. Ron Donaldson, come on up. We will have the character of Yukov, read by Seth Jarvis, and the character of Dimitri by Jordan Gullickson.
Dreams and Scars. Cast of characters. Yukov, 45-year-old Russian man, volunteered, pressured by his father to fight against the Tsar when he was 17. He took a bullet to the leg 2 years ago and was forced to retire. Yukov first started fencing at 13 with his childhood flame, Dimitri. It has taken him some effort to relearn his skill after his injury, but he's getting back into it. Dimitri, 42-year-old Russian man, childhood friend of Yukov. When they were 16, they had a short fling until Yukov joined the Revolutionary Army. Dimitri tried to keep contact through letters, but was forced to stop after his Tsar's parents found them out. Took his first wife at 23, but by the time they reconvened, he's on his 3rd wife and their relationship is rocky. Hasn't had the motivation to fence in a long time, but started practicing again when he heard that Yukov would be returning to town. Setting, 1915's rural Russian town. A roaming theater troupe has come to town for a few days performing Romeo and Juliet. At rise, as the troupe's performance is coming to an end, the lights come up and the audience gets up to leave. Yukov and Dimitri catch each other's eyes. Once everyone filters out, the 2 men are left alone in the theater.
Yukov, is that really... What are you doing here?
I took a bullet that wasn't meant for me.
Yukov gestures at his bandaged leg with his cane.
The revolution doesn't want wounded men to fight their war, I suppose.
Really? I heard they use women and children as their foot soldiers.
I check who you hear your news from, my pressed rose. The Tsar isn't going to win this war.
Ha! Seems you always best me in the end, Yukov. Just like when we were young.
You bested me once, though, before I left for the war. Gave me a notch along my arm to match the one in my bedpost.
The 2 fall silent as their eyes slowly drift over the empty audience seats in the theater. Eventually, they fall on their own seats with a sheathed saber resting on each.
I see you brought your old dueling saber.
As have you.
Dimitri grabs his blade and leaps onto the stage.
I hope that leg wound hasn't made you too slow, Yukov.
Still more than fast enough to keep up with you, my warm ember. How about one more bout?
For old time's sake.
For old time's sake.
Yukov climbs onto the stage and casts his cane aside. They begin their duel. The 2 circle each other a while, feeling the other out.
I was wrong. You didn't bring your old saber.
Chipped it after you left. It was getting rusty anyway.
My old saber is as pristine as the day you gave it to me. Just a matter of upkeep, dear.
Why should I? There's nobody else in town who could dream of giving me a worthwhile time in fencing. Or anything else in that matter, for that matter.
Dimitri begins to advance.
What are you?
This godforsaken town is so lonely. Half the family's died of consumption by now. The men drink and drone endlessly at the pub, and the youth won't even look at me or my family.
He disengages and steps back.
The women speak of nothing but rumors about me, about us. Oh, why would you leave me here, Yukov?
My beloved, I want nothing more than to turn the hourglass upside down, go back to when we were young. But the past is the past, and we only have each other here in the present.
Your words are just as sweet as I remember them, Yukov. But how can we? America is worlds away, and I don't know how much your revolutionaries paid you. But my coffers have run too dry to afford the voyage.
We'll find a way, my jewel. You know we will.
Even if we did, my wife would find me out in an instant.
Ah, yes. The wife.
Yukov goes on the attack.
How long has there been a wife, Dmitri?
You know I didn't have a choice, Yukov. Don't be like this, please.
Is she why you stopped sending letters, Dmitri? They were the only things keeping me sane in Petrograd.
That was only because my parents found out who I was writing to. I was young when then I never would have settled for a woman.
Dmitri starts retreating.
I've never been good with them. Even now, with this third one.
Third?
Like I said, I've never been good with women. If you would just listen to me for once.
The thought, the very thought of my Dmitri lying with 3 other women.
Frankly, I'm shocked that you have the gall to still call me your Dmitri. Clearly I wasn't yours enough for you to wed me yourself.
I never had the choice, Dmitri.
Maybe you would have, if you just gave me the chance to actually tell you that I...
Ah!
Both thrust at the same time. As the stage goes black, we see the silhouette of one man dragging the limp body of another off stage.
I loved you.
All right, thank you, actors. Thank you so much. Lexi Liver's Edge from South Burlington, come on down. Celebration. Have a stand here. Lexi, wonderful. While we get spun up on, we're getting some, you can always text your feedback, and also in real life, feel free to raise your hand if you've got something to say. While we're getting that all spun up, thank you so much for sharing your work. Keep writing. What inspired you to write this play?
I never write romance. I figured I'd give it like a try at least once.
Love that. Did anybody during this year write something that they never did before? Or a type of play, or a type of anything? Yeah, I'm seeing some hands, that's great. Trying new stuff, write different things, write different genres, that's fantastic. As you were going through the writing process, how did it shift from your first draft to this draft that we heard today?
Essentially, I just sort of came in with what I was trying to get it to go, and as I write it, the ideas just form themselves into something more coherent. Give them enough breathing room, and eventually they'll make themselves make sense.
Love that. Did anyone else have that experience when you were writing, how you felt the piece shift on your own? Put your hand on your head if you felt like, oh, it changed so much from my first draft to the final draft. Yeah, it's good. It's better than raising your hand. Put your hand on your head. It's a good thing to do. So what did it feel like to hear it in this space today as opposed to through the workshop process?
I want to thank the actors. Did an incredible job of the voices. I really like that. Also, it was a little bit awkward. I tried to play up the flowery language. I figured that'd be thematic, but it is can be a little awkward hearing other people voicing your writing.
Love that, but the hearing the voices is really helpful for any writer. Really amazing story. What was your thought process? We covered that a little bit. Really enjoyed the play. What is your favorite part of the play?
I like the sort of, I try to symbolize their conflict and their, what they're not really saying as represented through the dueling with it's hard to represent through just cold reading, but as they're fencing, they're representing how they feel for each other. I kind of like that part.
I love that appreciation for how the movement of the duel could be so enrich the words and working together. It's really, really evocative. What was the process of doing world building for your characters? It seems like there was a lot of work put into the background.
the Russian Revolution. I was at the time playing in a online game with friends, and one of their characters was also based in like the Russian Revolution, so I was just sort of taking inspiration from that and doing some actual real life research.
Love that. Anybody else ever write any historical based in history? Yeah, super fun to play in that genre. It's really great to be able to do that. Amazing job. What inspired your characters? Any?
A little bit of my own personal relationships. Also, just, you know, I wanted old men fancying each other.
Love it. I like how you utilize the forbidden love trope. Do you think the two could ever work out?
I think that if the war hadn't happened when it did, like if they, maybe if it had been like a few years later and they had time to actually like more get together, maybe actually move to America like they wanted, but it just wasn't in the cards for them, unfortunately.
Love that question. I love how that landed with you. I like how you utilize, oh, we already did that. Any other questions in real life, comments, etc.? I see a hand up here. Hang on one second.
Which video game was this?
Oh, this is Call of Cthulhu, it's a role-playing game.
Say it again, Call of the...
Call of Cthulhu, it's a tabletop role-playing game.
Ooh,
Call of Cthulhu.
Anybody else play this? Anyone? Yeah, we're seeing some hands. All right, video games. Whoa, what's up? Yeah, ready.
Lexi.
Don't worry about the language.
It's so good. I remember when we were both like writing next to each other and you showed me like the first draft. It's so cool to see it like read out by other people. It's so exciting.
Honestly, it's, again, props to the actors. You did an incredible job.
Oh my god, the accents are so good.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't really have any questions. I know everything. I just wanted to say good job.
Thank you.
If you could change anything about your play, what would it be?
No, I kind of wanted to keep it intentionally short and sweet. I feel like I tried to wrap up everything that I needed to do in that final confrontation with them. Not really a neat little bow, but as close as you can get with their story.
Nice tragic end.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we can keep us moving throughout our day. Are there more thoughts, questions, feedback, anything else anybody has? Oh, yes, Jordan, go listen.
Yeah, just real quick, I felt like just the lyrics of the language and the formality of it was really great because still the heart was there, and it was a wonderful mixture of that. That's all I just wanted to say.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, thank you so much, Lexi. Celebration. All right. Thank you, South Burlington. Oh my goodness. Okay, our next play is from Waldorf School. Yay, we're so happy. All right, great. Haley W. McQuaid. Did I say it correctly? Haley is our playwright. Yay! And the play is called For Redemption and Freedom. Okay, reading stage directions. We've got Carly Bennett. Come on down. The character of Quinn is going to be read by Koya Mosher. Mosher. Okay, great. Yay! And the character of Jaden is Ramona Baskin. All right, great. Take it away.
The characters are Quinn, a young adult woman, an ex-gang member with a sharp tone and a dream to become an actress. Jaden, young adult man and ex-gang member with a calm tone and a dream to go to university and get a PhD in psychiatry. The setting is a crappy one-bedroom apartment in the outskirts of LA. And at Rise, Quinn, digging through a chest in her bedroom, grumbling to herself, carelessly throwing various items of clothing in all directions. Jaden is on the couch in the living room watching a wildlife documentary.
What's taking you so long? You don't have that much time. Are you texting that girl that flirted with you at the bar last night?
Quinn stops what she's doing and still leaning over the chest.
I only talked to her once. I can't deal with a relationship right now, Jaden.
You should at least try. It'd be good for you. A lot of nice girls seem to be interested in you.
Quinn scrunches her expression, staring blankly at the chest.
Jaden, I'm finally living in freedom with my best friend. I don't need anyone else.
I'm just saying that...
Period.
Jaden sighs, and the TV playing in the background is paused.
Quinn, still running out of time. What's going on in there?
I can't find my gosh darn nice dress.
It's on the kitchen counter. I had to wash it since you puked all over it a few nights ago.
I don't remember that.
Quinn walks out of her room as Jaden snorts.
I wonder why that is.
Quinn dramatically rolls her eyes and is walking towards the kitchen counter.
Wow, thanks. A lot.
Jaden looks slightly behind him and relaxes his shoulders.
No problem, Quinn.
Jaden turns the TV back on as Quinn picks up the clean laundry and scurries to the bathroom and quietly closes the door. Jaden loses interest in the documentary and shuts off the TV. Quinn gets into her clothes and heads to the sink to start working on putting on makeup.
You excited for the audition?
Of course I am. Thanks for getting me in.
Quinn looks at the sink, confused, as Jaden opens her mouth to respond.
Why is there vomit in the sink?
You tell me.
Quinn huffs and turns to the sink to wash it out. Another short-lived silence as she puts on mascara and Jaden sits with his thoughts.
Found any good colleges yet?
How many times do I have to tell you? I've known where I'm going since I was in elementary.
Quinn puts away her mascara and scoffs, rolling out her lipstick.
The stuck-up one your parents wanted you to go to? Still?
Yes, still. It's critical that I go to UCLA. I can't fail again.
There is a short silence. Jaden's heavy breathing is heard, and Quinn briefly looks at the door.
It's not your fault. They're idiots, and you shouldn't worry about what they may think. They're somewhere in that dingy old town lacking the best human on earth. Not part of your life.
You almost done with your makeup?
Yeah, just give me a sec.
Quinn hastily packs up her makeup bag and shoves it to the edge of the counter. She walks out of the bathroom and into the living room, showing off her outfit and smiling and snapping Jaden.
So, what you think?
Fabulous. Your ex would be shaking in her boots.
She doesn't deserve me anyway. Will you be here when I get back?
Yeah, unfortunately, Ken's on some work trip this week.
Unfortunately, what am I, chopped liver? Does your boyfriend come before your best friend now?
Jaden starts kicking at Quinn's shins as she cackles, running to grab the house keys.
Try to leave the couch. Maybe take a shower. I can smell you from here.
I took a shower 2 nights ago. Also, Quinn, if you want to switch sleeping spaces, I am all ears.
Fine. Enjoy your 24-hour couch time. Keep your grimy fingers off my bed.
They aren't grimy.
Quinn chuckles and scoops up the house keys, puts an ankle dagger in her sock, and attached pepper spray to her belt. Then walks up to the front door. Jaden suddenly twists around to look at her.
Wait, do you have anything to defend yourself on you, just in case?
Quinn laughs.
Do bears poop in the woods?
Quinn, please be serious about this. The gypsy jokers are a real danger for us, especially since we just escaped.
Yeah, I know, hon. Why do you think I'm Miss Robin Downey from Southern New Jersey? I even have a buzz cut and a blonde hair now.
For redemption and freedom?
For redemption and freedom.
Quinn walks up to the door and reaches out her hand to open it. She stops, plops her keys onto the counter, and scurries into the bathroom. Jaden's face turns to shock.
What are you doing?
I forgot to put on blush.
Quinn, it's not that important. You don't have time.
It's fine. Let me just...
Quinn grabs the bag of makeup and digs through it for the blush.
Quinn, you need to go.
Let me just put on my blush.
Okay, fine.
Jaden taps his fingers on the armrest of the couch as Quinn puts blush on while humming.
Time's ticking. Get out that door.
Wait, I need to change my shoes.
You don't, they won't care. You have to go.
They will. This is an important job, isn't it, hon?
Quinn basically runs to her room and slams the door, scrambling around.
This isn't like you. Since when are you caring about what people think of how you look?
This isn't just another job, Quinn. They're stuck-up boss people.
Jaden rolls his eyes, anxiously bouncing his leg. Quinn digs around for shoes and starts to slow down. Quinn starts rubbing her eyes and scurries through her bedroom table, digging through the drawers.
What are you doing now?
Quinn grabs a lighter out of her bedside table, takes a cigarette off the tabletop, and starts struggling to light it.
Earth to Quinn. What's going on in there?
Quinn continues to struggle, wincing slightly at the flick of the lighter. Finally, it lights up, and she sits at the edge of her bed on the floor and leans her head back.
Quinn, don't make me break down the door.
I'm fine. Those shoes I want are really well hidden.
Quinn shuffles her feet to attempt to sound like she's still looking. Jaden pinches his nose and mutters something to himself.
Quinn, you don't have time for this nonsense. In just another few minutes, you'll be late.
I'm looking for those rhinestone stilettos. Just give me another sec.
Quinn.
You'd think they'd be easier to find. We can hunt down the big boss's victims, but I can't find those gosh darn stilettos.
Quinn, come on.
And the gypsy jokers had gotten us to...
Quinn, please stop. I know you're not looking for those stilettos.
There's a moment of silence. Jaden bends over the couch, and Quinn puffs out another cloud of smoke.
We left to escape that, to get our life back.
Quinn looks warmly at the door. Jaden still is bent over.
And look at you go, hun. So soon to head off to that big old college you dreamed about.
Jaden breathes a soft, sad chuckle, tapping his head. Quinn looks back at the ceiling.
You quit too. Found yourself a kind of man to love. You're getting your life back just fine, hun.
Jaden stayed curled up, breath catching. A smile pulls at Quinn's lips as she breathes another plume of smoke.
That's because I stopped dwelling on the past. Look to the future, you know?
That's nice.
Jaden sits up, staring at her bedroom door.
My point is, you can still do that, Quinn.
Quinn pulls her cigarette out of her mouth, pulls up her knees to her chest. Jaden waits for a response.
I can't,
Yeah, you can.
Jaden.
This audition is perfect. It'll be your stepping stone to the life you want. Get you back to your real happy self.
Jaden stares at his feet, clasping his hands together. Quinn is still curled in a ball next to her bed, silent.
When you'd make sure I wouldn't give up when I thought all was lost. Or the time I was shot in the leg and you'd talk about how we'd escape while I was recovering. How I was going to be an incredible scholar and you'd be a renowned actress.
Yeah, I remember, hun.
Then do you remember when you promised we'd redeem ourselves? Promised we were going to carve our futures?
Of course,
What happened to the Quinn who fought for our freedom?
right here, hun.
Quinn, I'm being serious. Why? Why did we leave if you were just going to give up?
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb! You aren't trying anymore. You're just drinking and smoking and clubbing now.
That's always been the case. I'm no different than I was when we fantasized escaping.
You are different. That Quinn would have been early for the audition, not smoking in her bedroom while she should be out the door.
Well, that Quinn was too busy surviving to dwell on her mistakes.
So you've been wallowing for almost 2 whole months?
I guess so.
Now, the Quinn I know wouldn't run away from her problems. She would shoot them in the face.
Well, maybe the Quinn you know is done with shooting things in the face. Maybe she's unredeemable. Maybe she's an unredeemable murderer. Maybe she's trying to forget all of that shooting in the face.
You didn't have a choice, Quinn. You need to forgive yourself. Like you said, you were just trying to survive.
Jaden, you don't understand.
Just because I've never directly killed anyone for the gypsy jokers doesn't mean my life was puppies and rainbows, Quinn. If you just move on, then you can get a hold of your life.
You still don't understand.
Yeah, maybe I don't understand. I don't understand why you won't ask for help. I don't understand why you're just making your life worse. And I don't understand why you can't just get through that door and go to the audition.
Jaden,
We left that whole hellhole so you could pursue your dreams. Why won't you?
Because the last time I tried to pursue my dreams, it ruined my life, Jaden.
What are you talking about?
The gypsy jokers promised me to get me a successful career in acting if I joined. It's because of that choice that I'm a murderer. It's because of that choice that I've been puking in sinks and hiding in my room to smoke. It's because of that darn dream. If I wasn't so dead set on my dream, my life wouldn't be so awful.
Quinn sits down facing the door to her bedroom, sighing. Jaden walks to the door and presses his forehead onto it.
I'm scared.
It's gonna be okay, Quinn. I'm sorry I wasn't more understanding.
It's okay, hon. You tried to help me how you could.
I should have asked if you were ready before pushing you into auditioning.
I probably needed to be pushed.
Jaden softly opens the door between the two. She looks up at him and he opens his arms for a hug. She jumps up and hugs him in record time. They stand hugging for a few seconds.
Thank you for everything.
You too, Quinn.
They stop hugging and Quinn goes to the counter to grab the keys. Jaden stares in shock.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm going to that audition. Duh.
But all the things you're gonna be late.
Does it matter at this point? I'm going to try to get my life back, and this is my first stepping stone, like you said.
Good on you, Robin Downey.
Couldn't have done it without you, Chris Dickinson.
For redemption and freedom?
For redemption and freedom.
Quinn unlocks and opens the door, breathes, then walks through it, closing and locking it behind her.
Thank you, actors. Thank you so much. All right. So while we get the text feedback spun up, oh my goodness, let's bring up Haley W. McQuaid from Waldorf. Come on up, Haley. Come on up. Have a stand right on over here. How about in case you get a question and I'm running about with this thing. While we're waiting for that to spin up, what inspired you to write the work?
I'm not quite sure. I've always loved the, woman love woman, man love man, solidarity, that they can just be friends and roommates while still dealing with other things. I like the ideas of, human condition and how people deal with grief and traumas. I tried my best to do okay with presenting it without glorifying any of the issues that were pressed onto it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Again, remember you can always raise your hand in the air so we can speak in real life with our playwright here. I wanted to say that what's lovely is that what we get to hear in this cold reading is that we get to hear all of your stage directions. We can almost see your process of you really working through how the characters are in space and time and where they are to one another. It's a very visceral way that a writer can kind of connect with the work and the stage directions. And what's interesting is how you've used some of the structure of the stage directions to plant little seeds, like the pepper spray, which is in a stage direction, but is directly related to a past trauma, which we kind of feel throughout the work. So I just noticed that, and that's a really great specific thing. Loved your play. How did you develop your characters?
Let's see here. I'm not quite sure. It kind of was one of those things where in class, my teacher had us write down names and had us figure out two characters and their relationships to each other. So rather than thinking about them as two different people, at first it was as if they were one, kind of. Not one person, but related to each other, and then I would spread out from there. It kind of all happened while I was writing.
Can we hear more about the deal she made?
No, because I did not think about it. But if headcanons are fine, whatever you feel like makes sense.
Love that, and love the authentic response, because this is the other, we ask questions, and this is what we do as writers and as humans, but generally as writers, you don't know the answers to a lot of the questions, and that's what writing is finding out, right? And it's a great joy. Love the story. A suggestion for next time, maybe not as much stage direction. I love the way that you're using the stage directions to lead you, to bring you viscerally into what your characters are doing in that. So as you keep writing, you can keep working on it.
I usually do more novel style when I'm writing, which is probably why, but I do agree it did sometimes chop up a bit of the timing.
It's great how you can use them. Stage directions are a useful thing, and to play with how to use them. Are the Gypsy Jokers gang members?
Yeah, it's the name of the gang. I looked up some of the ways they go about naming them in some other gangs that have names, so I used it from there.
Excellent. Just checking in with our audience. Want to make sure I'm not missing hands in case they go up in real life here. All right, here we go. Loved your play. How to do that? If you could change everything, what would you change? If you could change anything, let's rewrite that question. Why not? We're doing rewrites. If you could change anything, what would you change?
Maybe the amount of stage directions in the placements of them. I would probably want to delve a little bit deeper into the more interconnecting of like their paths rather than just a few pinpoints.
It's really fun because you can do some specific writing exercises to work with stage directions because it is a natural inclination to want to think through and to use stage directions to help you with like pull, you know, you're creating your own roadmap as you go. And so to go through, to use writing exercises to, you don't have to get rid of them all, but how to work with them in a way that will be useful for you. Quinn's cold feet breakdown felt personal. What inspired you?
Oh, one of those things where it was, while I was writing it, I came up with the idea for the climax, so I did not have an idea for the climax as I was writing it, and as I continued, I was like, oh, what if the actual, like, if we think about the mountain, and it's like the climax, and then what is the resolution to it, I wouldn't be able to I didn't think I'd be able to fit the entire, like, hers from the apartment to the actual auditions in a well-paced and still deep-feeling play. So I decided that the obstacle would be getting out the door, so yeah.
Excellent, thank you. We want to just check in really quickly, and I want to keep us moving. As you're hearing it in this space, how did that shift for you as opposed to like through the workshop process, and now you hear it in here?
It feels very different because usually I would be playing it in my head. Everyone who worked on it did an amazing job. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it.
Easy.
So yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Haley. Keep writing. For Haley and for Waldo, thank you. We are rocking and rolling, people. Let's keep moving. We're going to go on to our next play, which is from Williston Central. Woo! Oh yeah, Samuel De Silva and the play Tax Troubles. Oh my. Reading stage directions will be Ramona Veskin. Reading the role of Ralph will be Seth Jarvis. The role of Deborah will be read by Carly Bennett. And the dog will be read by Jordan Gullickson.
Yes, dog. Yes, dog.
Tax Troubles by Samuel De Silva. Characters: Ralph, 40 years old, husband, electrician. Deborah, 38 years old, wife, orthodontist. Dog, 3 years old. Setting inside a house. At rise, Ralph and Deborah are coming home from work. Dog is in a pen. Ralph enters the scene. Ralph drops his coat on the ground, whistling as he walks towards his computer, sits down at the computer and looks at the screen. Deborah enters.
How was your day, Ralph?
She takes off her coat.
It was okay, I got some work done, but I dropped my coffee cup in the toilet.
Ooh. Well, I hope that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, me too.
Don't worry, Dog. We'll take you on a walk later.
Deborah walks over to Ralph and looks at the computer.
What are you doing?
Just filling out this form for doggy daycare.
Nice. Did you check on our tax return status?
Oh, I should probably do that. I'm so busy washing my dirty cup that I forgot.
Ew. Just check the taxes.
Okay then, let me see. I forgot to do the taxes.
You forgot to do the taxes?
Deborah and Ralph both run in circles and scream.
What if we just do the taxes now?
Huh?
What if we just do the taxes now?
Oh yeah, I was totally thinking that.
Okay. Well, you can get started on that.
She starts to walk away.
I thought you were gonna do it.
Well, I would, but I have some work to do.
I have work too.
Yeah, but my work is more important.
So let me get this right. Putting metal in people's mouths is more important than having your house get electricity?
Well, I'd rather live in a tent than have all my teeth fall out.
If you have no electricity, how are you going to do the taxes?
We have electricity, and you are going to do the taxes.
No, I'm not. We're going to have to settle this. How about whoever does fewer chores today has to do the taxes?
Okay, let's write the chore list on the fridge whiteboard. Here we go. Laundry, sweeping, toilets, feed dogs,
More.
done.
Fine. Let's settle.
Both glare at each other and run in opposite directions off stage. Deborah enters stage left.
I'll show Ralph that I can do more chores than him.
Deborah walks to middle stage, put clothes in a basket, and carries the basket off stage right. Ralph enters stage right carrying a broom.
Deborah doesn't realize I am not only a master electrician, I am also a master of chore efficiency.
Ralph runs to middle stage and sweeps the floor frantically, then runs off stage left. Ralph and Deborah running back and forth in background. Dog exits pen, looks left and right. Dog looks at computer.
Woof.
Dog walks over to computer, sits in chair, and starts typing on computer.
Woof.
Dog stops typing.
Woof.
Dog gets off chair and casually trots to edge of stage right.
Woof.
Deborah enters stage right with Dog on a leash. Ralph enters stage left.
Can you believe it? Dog got out of her pen.
Told you we should have got her a better doggy daycare. You never know what those people are teaching her. They probably taught her how to use a computer.
Dog faces audience and puts a finger over its lips.
Woof.
Whatever. How many chores did you do?
Let's both say how many. In 3, 2, 1,
6!
Both stare at each other for a short time.
Well, how about we just check the computer to see what we have to do?
Okay, we'll start with that.
Ralph and Deborah walk over to computer. Ralph clicks on mouse pad and keys randomly for about 15 seconds.
It says here that the taxes have just been done and we saved more than $5,000.
Wow. But who did it?
Deborah and Ralph look at each other and then look at Dog.
Woof.
The end. Pleasures of comedic structure. Magnificent. Thank you so much, actors. Oh, Samuel De Silva, come on down. Williston Central, give some love. Hey, hey, hey. How are you, Sam? I'm going to give you this so you can walk forward and stand. How are you? This is great. How did it feel hearing that, hearing your work as opposed to going through the workshop process and now you hear it in this space today? How did it feel? How did it change?
It felt good to hear it.
Yeah. Anything change for you as you're listening to it, or anything stand out for you?
Well, there was definitely a couple things I would have changed, but hearing it out loud is good.
It's good to hear it out loud. What inspired you to write this play?
Well, I didn't know what to do for plays my first year, and I just thought, well, what if the dog was more mature than the parents? And so I based it off that, and like taxes is like a general thing people fight about, I guess. So
That magnificent. Anybody else? Let's give it up. First time doing this. Can you hear that? Oh. And also, anybody else here first time doing this? Let's give you all a round of applause. More and more. What a joy. And such a great premise. And so the simple and sublime. Where did Dog get its master's?
I'm not completely sure. I mean,
That's all right. You don't have to. I love questions that help us pause. I'll come to you in a second there. Woof. That's just a comment, and I agree. Woof. I love the dynamic of a seemingly normal family. I feel like we don't see that much. That's great point. Domestic chores and the breakdown of responsibility in the home. What a joy to have to create a play around this. Tony, you got a question?
How did you figure out the dog's lines?
well, I think it would be kind of unrealistic. I kind of wanted it to be like, not, like, kind of, like, it's kind of a real life scenario. So I didn't want the dog to actually, like, speak words, and dogs just, like, bark, so just one line was my idea.
Love it. And the stage direction of, it
beautifully works and sublime way to do it. Friend over here, I'm gonna run this way.
Who's your favorite character? That's hard because I like the parents because they're immature, but then the dog's also funny. If I had to say, it'd probably be the dog.
Love it. You also don't need to choose. You can love them all, but it's a good question to ask. I love the dynamic of us. We always say, what was your favorite part of writing this, which is different than the characters?
At the beginning when the parents were fighting, like over the taxes, it was kind of fun to come up with them going back and forth. And the dog scene when he does the taxes was fun to write.
Yeah. And I love the stage direction of them each running off stage and then coming back, and then you say it at the same time, and there's really nice symmetry there. Perfectly paced. Very, very, very well paced. I was waiting for the dog to pull out a pair of reading glasses. Awesome play. Are there other thoughts, questions, etc.? Go for it.
Hi, friend. I'm a little bit upset. You said that was your first play? Yeah, that's not right. Okay. I just want to say thank you for just giving it a go, because we all shared that joy. And that's like that's why we do this. I thought it was just like a perfect example, friends, of the joy of simplicity, of really short lines. And, there's like been beautiful world building in this festival as well. And this is like, so the mom's gonna say this, and the mom's gonna say that, and it's stuff that you've heard your mom and dad say, and then the dog's gonna say woof, and we're all gonna crack up. And so well done to you for keeping it simple, including the stage directions as well. It's great.
Absolutely, and seeing this play evolve through the workshop process, this calls to mind that, like, when we talk about the building blocks of that we want to see characters want things, and that clarity, simplicity, the foundation aspect, it's challenging to do. And to, it's sort of like when we see this piece and there's so much there and it's working, and it through watching it through the process evolves. Great joy. So thank you for writing. Any other thoughts, questions, appreciations, anything we want to say for Samuel? Thank you, Sam! Okie dokie. Next we've got from Winooski Middle School. Yes. Right? And the play is called The Lobster King. I'm excited. Reading stage directions, we've got Koya Mosher, come on down. We have the characters. Lobster Tyrant will be read by Jordan Gullickson. Yes. The interpreter will be read by Seth Jarvis. The knight will be read by Carly Bennett. And main character, Ramona Beskin.
Characters. Lobster Tyrant wants to be fed his afternoon fish flakes. The interpreter wants Lobster to stay in power so he can continue exploiting the beliefs of his people to do what he wishes. The knight wants execution. Main character wants to convince people that the interpreter is using the lobster and wants a new ruler, but doesn't want to be in charge. In the hall of the Lobster King.
Treason!
Execution! Treason? I can assure you I am not talking about treason, about our king.
Look at him. He's distraught.
Execution! No execution is required. I am simply illustrating the point of how utterly nonsensical it is that you choose to follow this crustacean.
Lobster scuttles in tank.
See, I told you. He demands his loyalty remain true.
Execution!
Brandishes axe. Lobster toys with mini trident.
He demands violence.
Am I truly the only
The knight begins to drift off in the corner of the room.
See? You can't even argue. I demand a fair system, or I'll expose you.
You think they'll follow you over centuries of tradition?
Main character approaches Lobster.
What are you doing? No one can touch the king. Guard!
Execution.
Stop them!
See?
The knight stops in tracks.
The number 7. This isn't even the first lobster. No lobster can survive for centuries. You've been replacing them.
Leave the king alone.
Knight looks very confused. Main character draws weapon.
This doesn't have to end in violence, just in violence. Just admit to them you're a fraud and we can figure this out.
Rah!
Interpreter charges and swings ahead.
I said, wait, just listen.
I won't let you tell them.
Swipes ankles.
I don't think this is a stage direction.
Oh, Knight, not understanding if this opportunity is for an execution or if he should run, decides to compromise with both sides of his brain, settling on simply sitting and staring. No one can figure out how he got to this conclusion, but he is still sitting to this day. Fight continues.
I won't let you.
I can't allow you to...
Both stab each other at the same time. Lobster places lobster-sized crown on head.
My question is for Jordan. How did you learn not only to speak dog, but also lobster for today? Magnificent. Oh my goodness, fantastic. Thank you, August Olmsted. Come on down. August, thank you for bringing us your play. Come on through. How's your energy level? How did that feel to hear that in this space as opposed to coming through the workshop process? What was that like?
It was different, I don't know.
Different? So when you heard it in the workshop and you're with your fellow students, they're teaching artists, and then you come here and you hear it, different words, different voices, are there specific lines of dialogue that you heard differently or a different rhythm that you heard?
Yeah. I saw that there was some confusion over the stage direction with the knight. I would just like to say that when I was writing it, I was imagining that the knight was actually saying that. But yeah, I guess that works better.
I love that because that's what the reading out loud, hearing plays are meant to be heard. And they're meant to be heard for all of us because we want to hear your work, but also for us writers because then we're like, oh, I remember this is like, that might be a nice line. It's great fun how it can help you move your story along. What is the backstory on how a lobster became ruler in the first place?
I'm not entirely sure. I like to mention that he was elected, but I'm not sure about it.
It is important to question government in all forms, and it's magnificent, lovely work. All hail Lobster King. It has ruled for centuries. This is great, great fun. Long live the king. What's something that you found difficult in your play?
The ending. I couldn't think of a good ending, so I just ended up with that.
Love that you have that specific, because it's a great question for writers too. Like, you know, if you think like, oh, when I hear it out loud, the ending is like, even to know that, this might shift, you might change, you might work on it, in a different way. We've got some questions from the audience.
Hi. So I think that seeing this play go from a couple of us just being placeholder actors, just to see how the dynamic works, to these people actually like performing it kind of in front of us was just very, very good. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. Other thoughts? Yes, friend.
I loved the line, "Long live the king." It reminded me of something from The Lion King. Like when Scar says, "Long live the king."
There are correlations in some, the dialogue and how that pulls through, and it's lovely. I want to make sure I'm not missing hands here. Also the line, you're using rhythms of dialogue, which are really fun, and we noticed that in the last play too, The Wolf, that you can use it's almost like you're writing music in some way, but you use the execution. But did you hear those rhythms that's why you hear it out loud and you think, oh yeah, I can play with that, the knights, because when the knight sits, the stage direction is that he's still sitting there to this day. It's really funny, and it's funny that it's in a stage direction, and then for the actor to be able to see that, and then if you move to production, like that piece of humor, which is you, that like your voice and what you're like what's resonating with you, you can, like the whole team gets to like, oh, how do we make that? How do we keep building that through the work? It's really, really great. Any other thoughts, questions, appreciation, specific feedback that we have for August? August, thank you so much. Doing it. All right. I found it interesting how the interpreter used the lobster as a way to have power. Yes, there's so much. You could keep going with this. So good. All right, we're going to move on to our next play from Montpelier High School. Yes. Okay, this play is from Astor Figliola. Did I say it correctly? Yeah. Yeah, Itch? You can correct me. I love to be corrected. Figliola? Yeah. Yeah? You're so hesitant. Your voice is hesitant. That's all right. All right, no worries. That's cool. I get it. A series of uninteresting, the whole title isn't written here, but I'm so excited to hear it when we fully have everybody up here. Reading stage directions, we've got Jordan Gullickson. Come on up. The character of Donovan will be read by John Francois. Come on up. Jonathan will be read by Seth Jarvis. Come on up. Robin, read by Penny McNulty. Come on up. Hillcott, read by Ron Donaldson. Come on up. And is that Barry? Benny. From Koya Mosher. Come on up. Yay. From your seats. Very small print. All right. We could also have stage directions. Come on over here. Maybe that might be fun, huh? Hey, Jordan, come on over here. Can you hear from this mic? Yeah? All right, rockin'. And that way, all yeah. You good?
Yeah.
I don't know who just did, but thank you for calling it a lecture.
Not a music stand, I like
Not a
that.
podium.
We're getting it together.
We got it.
Podium is the base. Put your feet. The podium is the raised base. The lectern.
Check one. Check one.
Characters. Donovan, investigative journalist, investigating the paranormal, stressed, older. Jonathan, deadpan personality, doesn't talk very often, middle age. Robin, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, very excited, youngish. Mr. Hillcott, posh and entitled, conspiracy theorist, older. Benny, simply one of the other characters in a hat. Thinks there's creatures on the moon. Setting, nondescript, messy office. At Rise, we come up on a stressed-looking man sitting at a desk, covered in papers he is reading over.
Come in. Hello, Mr. Shaw. You called me here to hear my account of what happened?
Yes, Mr.
Jonathan is fine.
Right, Mr. Jonathan. As you know, I called you here to give me your statement on what happened on the 4th. As you believe it, you had evidence of the paranormal?
Yup.
Okay. so standard procedure. Anything you say without saying off the record is something I am free to use in my paper. Now, whenever you're ready, you're free to begin.
During this, Donovan writes this account in a notebook.
Right. So, on the 4th of December, I was in my apartment and I saw a ghost.
Could you say a little bit more?
It was very scary.
Right. But, did you do anything? Did it make you feel a certain way?
I screamed. Made me feel scared.
Of course. My apologies. Let's try this again. When did this first happen?
Oh, God. About a year ago?
Anything more specific, or?
It's been a while, I can't really remember. Besides, I was asleep.
You were asleep. Right. Is it possible you could have been dreaming?
No.
No. Okay. Well then, could you tell me what it could have been then?
Typing something on his phone.
Who knows? Could have been anything. Like I said, it was a year ago. It was dark and all very scary.
If you're not going to provide any more for the paper, I would please ask you to see yourself out of my office. Thank you, and have a good rest of your day.
Standing up, still on his phone.
Right. Yep. You too.
He exits. He re-enters.
Wait. Hold on. Didn't you say somewhere that there would be financial compensation for a story?
Financial compensation? Are you? You know what? Fine. Here.
He rifles through his bag, pulling out a small gift card.
$25 Starbucks gift card. There's about $7 left.
He exits. As he's tearing a page out of his notebook and pressing the PA button on his office phone.
Miss Casey, please send in the next.
Hillcock enters.
Hello, good sir. I'm here regarding your ad in the paper.
Yes, good to meet you. Mr. Hillcott, was it?
That's me. Anywho, I do believe that I have quite a thrilling story that your readers will be, well, thrilled with.
Okay, fantastic. Now, you should know anything you say without saying off the record beforehand, I am free to use in my paper.
He gets his notebook again and throughout the scene is jotting notes.
Whenever you are ready.
Of course. So, last Saturday, it was late. Around midnight, probably, now that I think of it, and I was walking up Church Street when I heard something.
What was it that you heard, Mr. Hillcock?
Well, off the record, I'm not entirely sure, but on the record, it sounded adjacent to metal scraping on brick. I went to investigate, and I saw what I believe to be a manhole cover, slightly ajar.
Interesting. What happened next? Did you investigate?
Throughout until the end of the scene, he acts out going to investigate.
Indeed I did. I went over to it, moved it out of the way to see what was down there, but it was far too dark, so I turned on my phone flashlight, and you know what I saw.
What did you see, sir?
Nothing. The hole was completely empty, so I went down to investigate.
I can't say I condone that, but continue.
Well, off the record then.
That's not... Whatever. Continue, please.
Well, you see, as I was heading down the ladder, I realized this was probably a stupid idea, so I continued down and began walking when I saw them.
Saw who?
Them.
Well, yes, I understand that, but who are them?
The lizard people.
The lizard people.
The lizard people!
The lizard people. Tell me more about these lizard people. What are they like?
Well, they look just like us, but they've got two pairs of skin, you see. One of them looks just like us, our politicians, our teachers, our neighbors, the immigrants, and the other is their true form. Their green, scaly, hideous faces.
Of course. Now...
And they breathe COVID. They spit their lizard saliva all over the world and give it COVID. And then they make the vaccine to make us autistic so we're weak and they are free to strike. I will not be silenced!
He is shoved out of the door, i.e. exits.
Next, please, Mrs. Casey. This better be good.
Hello, sir. I've responded to your ad in the paper about the paranormal occurrences. So pleased to make your acquaintance. I tell you, I've got a doozy of a story for you.
Yes, hello. Good to meet you, miss.
Oh, Robin is fine, thank you. Is there anything you need?
No, just get on with it.
Oh, yes, sir. So you see, it was 2 days ago. I had heard from my friend that there were some creepy dealings happening around the museum I work at. So I went to investigate, naturally. I was just getting back from dinner with my mom, actually. She makes the most delicious pasta you've ever tasted, I swear.
You said you were investigating?
Right, yes, sorry. I was heading in, and of course I remembered hearing some sort of weird, faint chanting, so I went to investigate the different sections to see what's what, and it sounded kind of like Latin. Boy, I hated Latin in high school. All the chants were so boring, I could never remember anything. All we did was learn about Greece and how many slaves this guy had. It was so...
Chanting, you said?
Oh, yeah, the chanting. So, I hear this chanting, and I went in farther, expecting some sort of weird cult. You know, with dudes in clothes, but instead there was just one guy. He was shirtless and had some weird markings on his skin. Thinking back now, they did look quite sinister, but I'm not one to judge. We all make bad choices. Some of them are just worse. You know, my dad is a tattoo artist, and he tells me all about the craziest stuff people get. Like this one lady wanted to get some random Chinese symbol on her forehead. Her forehead. I mean...
The symbols, what did they look like? Could you be more specific?
Man, I don't really know what they meant or anything. I remember they seemed cryptic. It looked like writing and a couple of symbols. They looked like stars. And of course I took out my camera and began taking pictures.
Oh, okay, you have pictures. You have pictures of this person. Could I see them?
Oh, sure. You know, I've been getting a lot more into photography recently. Taking some classes. And I thought, oh, this could be something cool to photograph.
Right,
so
right. May I see them, please?
Of course. So you'll see here, the guy. I couldn't get a good one of his face, you'll see. So I just kind of took pictures of his back. They aren't very great, but...
These are perfect. Oh, okay, you said you were an amateur, and they are a little blurry, but they... Wait a minute.
He presses a button on his office phone without looking away from the pictures.
Miss Casey, please send in Mr. Jonathan.
Jonathan enters.
Hey man, you said there was $7 on this thing, but there's like 5. I can sue you for that, you know.
Okay, Mr. Jonathan, I have reason to believe, based on photo evidence and eyewitness account, that you are involved in paranormal activities.
Wait, what? I ain't involved in any paranormal nothing. You said pictures? Let me see those. Oh my God. These were taken last night, weren't they? Hey, you had no right to take this. This is all a big misunderstanding. I was being followed, so I ducked into the museum, and it was so humid.
Wait. Let me get this straight. So you were being followed, and you didn't think to bring this up when I interviewed you?
I don't know. Didn't seem relevant at the time.
What about the tattoos?
I'm not perfect. I got them as a dare from some old friends a couple years ago.
Okay, this doesn't matter, sir. Could you please describe the person following you?
He describes
brown
Mr.
hair, blue jeans, black shoes, brown shirt.
Oh, for the love of... Miss Casey, please send in Mr. Hillcott.
Excuse me, sir. I believe your receptionist may be one of the scale folk. May I alert the authorities?
Yeah, this is the guy.
You! I remember you. You tried to get away after I correctly identified you as the lizard you are.
Please, man, chill out. I'm not a lizard, okay?
Then why did I see you crawl out of the sewers near the museum?
Oh, he didn't mess with the sewers, I did. I thought I heard something, so I moved the cover, but that's when I saw this guy in the museum.
Oh, I was in the sewers. But that's how I got into the museum, because it was locked.
So, may I ask why every single person here decided it was just okay to start messing with the sewers?
I mean, he has a good point. How else supposed to get into the museum?
Just go in a different building, damn it!
Listen, man, when you're being chased by a crazy guy calling you a lizard guy, you want to escape?
Everybody out! I am sick of people without stories thinking that this is some game or some funny ha-ha joke that they can play on me. This isn't a game. This isn't a funny ha-ha joke. This is my livelihood. Get out! All of you now!
Robin and Jonathan exit.
I think we should confer more about the lizard people. It's a real threat, and people need to know about it.
He exits. Jonathan sits with himself for a beat, then Benny enters.
Hi there, I saw your ad in the paper, and I gotta say, I have the perfect thing for you. You see, I have reason to believe that people are living on the moon.
Out!
Benny exits. Lights down. The end.
Thank you, actors. Oh my goodness, fantastic. Aster Filiola. Oh. Here, you take that. Sorry. That's good. Aster! Let's give Aster another round of applause. Aster! Oh my goodness. While we're waiting for that to spin up, what inspired you to write this play?
Okay, I listened to this podcast, and it talks about a lot of paranormal stuff, and there's this one episode where a bunch of people come in and they just give nothing, and that sort of inspired me to do essentially the same thing, but just put my own characters in and make my own stories and stuff.
I love it. When you were working with the structure of the play and you were elevating this idea of, the paranormal activity. Each of the different characters, were they inspired by any particular things or different things?
I was trying to think of, so I work at a restaurant, and I'm trying to think of people who are the most annoying people to deal with. Like, one of them is people who say nothing, one of them are people who say way too much, and another I just thought it would be relevant to put a conspiracy theorist in there.
I love that because you've got different dynamics and energy, and each of the characters kind of embodies that. The dialogue is just incredible. This is hilarious. Was the title of your play based on a series of unfortunate events?
Somewhat, yes, in the way that I just thought that was good to use, so I just did that.
Love that. Love the story. Who is your favorite character?
I mean, Donovan is the main character, but I think Hillcott is the funniest. So I think Hillcott is my favorite.
All right, great, excellent. I'm scanning around. I just want to make sure I'm not going to miss any comments, etc. This is absolutely incredible, hilarious, good job.
Okay, so I'm a little confused. I feel like I'm supposed to be. Okay, wait, so Robin works at the museum. She heard chanting because that one guy, Jonathan, was being chased by Hillcott, who thought he was a lizard person through the sewers, and then Robin went through the sewers to try to figure out what they were doing.
Pretty much. So the way I have it mapped out in my head is Jonathan, ghost thing happened like a year ago. He just decided it would be a good idea to go into the sewers. No, he was going into the museum, and then he was like, man, it's locked, better go into the sewers so I can get in. So he goes into the sewers, and then it was locked. Robin doesn't have her keys. She also goes into the sewer, and that's when Hillcott hears, like, oh, there's something down there.
Wait, Robin doesn't have a key?
Nope. She probably left it at home.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a great question because that also brings up the specifics are really lovely to be able to call to mind. Like, when you mentioned the word, when I mapped this out, and I'm curious about your process of when you were drafting it and as you moved through the different iterations, the drafts of your play, how you mapped, how you shifted what happened and when.
Originally, lizard people were real, and Donovan was going to be one of them. Wow. Donovan was going to be one of them, and he was going to be like, he knows. But
I love that. I love that it evolved in that way. Number one, the acting was phenomenal. Number two, I could feel the interviewer's frustration. Yes, absolutely. I love the idea, and the dialogue is amazing. We already did. What was your favorite part of this play? What is your favorite part?
my favorite, Hillcott's segment.
Hillcott.
It's just, yeah, I got to cram in as many conspiracy theorist tropes into one.
I love that. They're breathing COVID. Yes, let's, who's got a hand up? Anybody? Over here. Here we go. Hey.
How did you think of, like, the COVID idea?
I don't know. There's so many conspiracy theories that have to do with COVID. Guys, it's a disease. But, I don't know. I just wanted to put something about COVID in there because I had the stuff about vaccines and autism, and I thought that was funny, and then I had lizard people, and I was like, let's cram COVID into here. I don't know.
Love that. And you could tell it resonated too. All of the different conspiracy theories.
Would you have tried to do something different if you had more time?
Yes, I think if I had more time, I would have done that idea, and probably later I might have had like Miss Casey come in and also be a lizard person and have them like talking about where they should like hide Hillcott's body. Also, by the way, when originally we were doing this, my friend Elena's play, which you're gonna see later, is our theater teacher said something about severance, and that made me think of Miss Casey, so that's why she's named Miss Casey. Nobody asked, but I'm going to tell you.
I love that. What is the backstory behind choosing the lizard people?
That is the conspiracy theory is that there's lizard people running the government or like the shadow worlds, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's like the central conspiracy theory. And I love this, and the question of like, if you had more time, would you, to grow that, to build on that idea. I love how each character personality is so good. Any other questions, thoughts, reflections, feedback, etc. for our playwright? Anything else you want to say? All right, thank you so much for being here. Doing all the things. Where's my list? I have so many lists. Let's see where we are. Oh my goodness gracious, thank you so much, Aster. Okay, all right. We are now Waldorf. Waldorf, yay! Fantastic. This, our playwright, gosh, I need new glasses. Ariel Greenblatt. Yes? Ariel! All right, great. This play is called A Trip to Broadway Gone Wrong. Oh my, I'm so excited. Penny McNulty will be reading stage directions. Come on up. The character of Phoebe will be read by Koya Mosher. Come on up. Character of Jazz will be read by Ramona Beskin. Come on up. Jordan, the character of Jordan will be read by Seth Jarvis. And the character Officer will be read by Ron Donaldson.
A Trip to Broadway Gone Wrong by Ariel Greenblatt. Characters: Phoebe, a college student living in NYC. Jazz, sister of Phoebe, visiting from LA. Jordan, Phoebe's roommate. Officer, a police officer in a train station. Setting, an NYC coffee shop. At Rise, Phoebe asleep in a chair. Jordan is also there. Scene 1.
Phoebe. Good afternoon. Phoebe?
Mom, Jazz, Pickles. Wait. Oh, hi, Jordan. What do you need?
Who's Pickles?
My childhood dog. Don't judge me.
Well,
Jordan whispers something unintelligible. Phoebe jolts awake and springs to her feet, furious.
You did what?
I know, I'm sorry.
Seriously? I spent 4 hours getting those yesterday.
I know, I'm sorry. Do you know where they might be?
No! Jordan, those were like $1 bajillion. College is expensive.
I would know.
Phoebe melts into the floor. Both free please when there's a knock. Jazz enters.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Live to you from Los Angeles, it is Jasmine Waterman!
What about if I'm not a lady or a gentleman?
Oh, and not ladies or gentlemen. Am I in the right place? I'm looking for Phoebe Waterman. Do you know where I can find her?
Yeah, she's on the floor in front of you. I'm her roommate, Jordan.
Nice to meet you, Jess.
Jazz and Jordan shake hands.
Nice to meet you too, Miss Live from Los Angeles.
Oh, hi, sis. It is so icky outside. Who knew New York is so rainy? And why are you on the ground?
Jazz helps Phoebe up.
I lost the Hamilton tickets. And when I say I mean Jordan. And I spent 4 hours getting them yesterday.
Wow. You spent 4 hours?
No, not them. Me.
I thought you said...
Never mind. Let's just find the tickets.
Hey, Phoebe, you remember that time when I lost your watch when I was looking at it in 3rd grade?
Yes, I still haven't forgiven you for that.
I'm sorry, Phoebe. I really hope we find them.
Yeah, well...
Would it be unhelpful to mention we only have about half an hour left before we need to be at the theater?
Yes, very unhelpful.
I am loving this coffee shop, by the way. It is so quaint.
Yeah, smells really good too.
Get back on task, you two.
Here, have a scone sample. Maybe it will make you less crabby. I found some over there.
Phoebe and Jordan eat scone. Jordan's face begins to swell up.
Hey, did this by any chance have strawberries in it?
Yeah.
I'm kind of allergic.
What?
Way to go, Jazz. Now Jordan's swelling like a balloon.
Jordan passes out.
Wait, what do we do? CPR?
No CPR.
Jazz places hands on Jordan's chest and inhales deeply, so Phoebe shoves a scone into her mouth.
Let's see if they have any Benadryl.
What? No, it'll look like we're mugging them.
Phoebe searches Jordan for Benadryl while Jazz shields them with her body.
What are you doing?
Making sure no one sees? I don't want to be arrested in a city where my only connection is my convicted co-criminal.
We're not going to get arrested.
What do we do? What do we do?
Stay calm.
How do I do that again?
Hey, I found the Benadryl. It's in this piece of paper. Hold on. Wait. What? These are the tickets!
Let me see.
Jazz gawks over the tickets while Phoebe shoves Benadryl down Jordan's throat.
Why would they take the tickets?
I'm gonna find someone to call the ambulance.
Jordan splutters awake.
What's going on? Why are we in a coffee shop?
I think the better question is, why did you steal the tickets?
How did you find those?
While trying to save your life?
Phoebe, let them talk.
Why? For all I know, you're in on it too.
I'm not. I wasn't even here until after they were missing.
Well, I'll tell you why. All the time, I'm always in the background, and you never acknowledge I'm there. You may have spent 4 hours getting the tickets, but I was there too, and I was the one who paid for them, which you never bothered to say thank you for, and made sure that the show was taking place the week your sister was here, who you didn't even bother to formally introduce me to. But of course, as soon as the tickets go missing, it's all my fault. I hoped that by losing and finding them, I would get some acknowledgement, recognition, a thank you.
Oh. Wow. This is really hard for me to say. I'm really sorry that I kept blaming you, that I didn't appreciate or recognize you. I know you paid for the tickets and made sure the show was this week, and I really appreciate that. So, yeah, I apologize. And, to you, Jazz, for, accusing you and stuff.
That's okay. I've lived with you long enough to not care anyway. I think this is the part where you guys hug.
Jordan and Phoebe hug, smiling.
Okay, we've got a show to see. Jordan, as an apologetic gesture, I volunteer to piggyback you through the crowded, unsanitary, and wet streets of New York City to the theater and buy us all pretzels at the subway station.
Now that's more like it.
Wow, you'll buy us pretzels? Sweet.
Jordan jumps on Phoebe's back.
Off we go.
Hey, Phoebe, can I have 2 pretzels?
Scene 2. All walk around stage, Jordan having gotten off of Phoebe's back. Phoebe holds an umbrella and all are munching on pretzels. Jazz holds 2. The setting has changed to the subway station. Phoebe unfolds the umbrella.
Boy, am I glad to get inside this station. It's pouring out there. We never have storms like this back in LA.
Yeah, it gets pretty rainy here. Thanks for the pretzels.
No problem. Glad you're enjoying them.
Wow, this subway station is so cool. The trains are so loud, and I think I just saw a kid throwing up.
Can't believe you don't have this in LA.
Nope, I drive everywhere.
I think we're going to have to take the A4 train if we're going to make it. We're running a little low on time. Let me find my ATM card and we'll be good to go.
Phoebe roots through her bag to no avail.
Oh, geez. I can't find it. I either left it at home or have been mugged.
Both likely scenarios.
It's okay, we can use mine. Here, oops.
Jordan accidentally flings ATM card onto the other side of the scanner. Jordan and Phoebe look at each other and nod.
Wait, was that telepathy? I'm so confused.
This has never happened before.
So we have a procedure.
Jordan slinks under the scanner and grabs the card while Phoebe covers the surveillance camera with her hands. Jordan is about to slink back when the officer approaches.
Was he part of your plan?
Well, we made up a story, but this is the first time we've had to use it. Subway police usually have better things to cover.
Ooh, like what?
I think it's best if we leave that up to your imagination.
Sir, it is illegal to not pay for your subway ride. Please go back and scan your card or you will face fines up to $200.
I'm not a sir.
Ma'am.
Nope.
A respectable human being.
Hey, I like that one. Just so you know, my proper title is Mix.
Apologies. Now swipe or find a lawyer.
Jordan, remember our plan.
Oh yeah.
Auntie, I found your card.
Old lady voice and hunches over, grabbing Jazz's arm for support.
Oh, thank you, Grasshopper. Now, bring it here.
Seriously, of all names, you picked Grasshopper?
Excuse me, officer, but I have to bring this back to my great auntie Mildred.
Mildredette?
She's been taking care of me ever since my parents died a year ago from pneumonia vococulapitis.
Jordan shakes their head and pretends to shed a tear, trying to disguise their confusion.
Yeah, that.
My condolences. Now, if you would please.
Yes, it was a truly tragic event. They were mining in Hawaii when it happened, and I took my great-grandniece's babysitter's cousin's daughter-in-law's stepfather's best friends out of the goodness of my heart.
But I just call her auntie.
How did you even find out about this kid?
Facebook. I may be old, but I can still work the electronics.
Ta-ta now.
Jordan scurries back to the other side of the scanner.
This job gets weirder every day.
Officer walks off, scratching his head. Phoebe and Jordan high-five.
Why did you pick the longest word in the English language to be the tragic cause of death for your parents?
Because no one knows what it is.
All three swipe through the scanner and book it across or around the stage. They are now at the correct terminal for their train.
Woo! We did it!
Should be at the theater 10 minutes early if the train's on time.
Yeah, hold on. I just got a notification from the theater. It says, due to dangerous weather conditions, all performances have been suspended until tomorrow, April 8th.
I'll look up at the audience for a moment.
Ah, geez, now we have to go out into the rain again.
And thank you, actors. Thank you, Ariel Greenglass. Come on down. Woo!
Let me grab you a mic. Something? 5 minutes? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Fantastic. That's perfect amount of time. How did it feel hearing it in this space?
It felt really good. The actors did great, and I could not stop smiling. It was fantastic.
That's the best. So good. What inspired you to write this play?
Well, I really love theater, and I really love musicals, so I really love Broadway. And I'm always trying to convince my family to take me on trips there, but family trips are a whole ordeal, so I wanted to showcase that a little bit, have things go wrong, you know.
I love that. That's so relatable in terms of how family dynamics are, and it's really fun to see a writer playing with that. I just want to, I'll scan the audience. Raise your hand if you have anything you want to, say to our playwright, or questions, feedback, etc. While we wait for that to spin up. As you think about the different, the specific parts in the play when they move from the locations, and then they end up in this, then finally it's not gonna happen. How did that, when you moved through the drafting process, each, your first draft, from your first draft to your final draft, how did that change the trip?
Okay, so originally I misread the assignment and read it as you need to fit 10 minutes into 3 pages with character development. And I was like, oh, this will be fun. So that was the first scene, and then I realized that it wasn't that, so then I decided that I could add in a little bit more, so that meant more locations, and originally there were 3, but I was like, oh, probably can't do that many with that many scene changes, so I just cut it back to those 2.
I love that. A happy accident to sort of move through the process in a different way. It was amazing. Yes, conflict resolution skills. Love that. Great job at the world building. Mentioning the raining a little while before the big reveal that the weather was so bad, it canceled their show. Great characters too. I love that I see some hands in the back here. That the rainstorm and the sort of act of God idea that comes in the end, that you planted the seed for in advance.
I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say that I really liked the how there was so many things that went wrong that were really absurd and specific, but could actually happen in real life, and how the 2 roommates had this whole thing figured out of how they were going to deal with their car going over the turn thing.
Yeah, great, excellent. Did I see another hand over here? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay, great. Oh.
Loved it. Go Ariel!
Excellent. The emergency scenario, something about the emergency scenario. Did you know you were going to use, oh man, I'm going to do it. Microscopic granules. Did you find that word during writing?
No. Actually, it's posted on my friend's fridge, and I was like, where could I possibly find a use for that?
It's a fun, it's also a fun writing exercise. If you encounter a word and you desperately want to use it, I love that for you as a writer. It was so cool, and it felt like something that would really happen. Yeah, again, we as writers, you're sort of you're amping up the stakes and the drama, and yet it's really rooted in family dynamics and all of the chaos, right, of a trip. Ramona has it.
Wonderful work. It was so beautiful to read and so fun. I wanted to ask about the last line. The show is canceled until April 8th. Is this set in 2020?
Is it? I don't know. I guess I was setting it in the present time, but it could be. I didn't have a specific time.
It left me with questions, and I love that.
Great, excellent. It was so cool, and it felt like something that would really happen. I love the characters' personalities and the way you wrote them. That was great too, to have the different characters, and that the conflict resolution that another comment brought forward too. That the character who stole the tickets, essentially, right? And there's a moment of this is behavior that there was a conflict and the cornerstone of this, the chaos of the trip and the weather and all of these things working in it, and that there is something that one character made a choice, and it was because of it's something that's going on, but a conflict that was really, really, really well done. Any other thoughts, feeling, questions, feedback, etc.? Oh, we'll have time for one more, and then I want to make sure.
All right, what's your favorite musical?
Don't make me choose.
Top 3? No particular order?
Okay, Wicked, not the movie version, the original soundtrack. Thank you. Hamilton and Newsies.
All right.